Now we are going to see regarding the concept of phases of compiler. So whatever the program we have written, for running the program definitely we have to compile the program. So for compiling the program, the compilation process may takes place in 6 different stages. So the 6 different stages are termed as lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, intermediate code generator, code optimizer and code generator. These are the following 6 steps were processed for successful compilation of our program. So lexical analysis. Lexical analysis means whatever the program we are giving input for compilation. So lexical analysis will perform the complete program into a n number of tokens. It divides the complete program into a number of tokens. So if you take here an example, for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus, here for is divided as a single token, open brace is a single token, I is at 1 token, equal to is 1 token, I is 1 token and semicolon is 1 token. In the same manner, each and every term is divided as a single tokens, and whatever the tokens are generated, it moves to the syntax analysis. Here in the syntax analysis, the syntax tree is generated, and the syntax tree is also called as parse tree. And whatever the syntax tree is generated, and the syntax tree is moved to the semantic analysis. In the semantic analysis, whatever the input we have given for the compiler, it checks whether there are any integer values in our input. If there are any integer values, it converts the integer values to the real values. If there are no any integer values in our input which we have given, there will be no change in a semantic tree. Whatever the syntax tree is there, the same tree will be remains constant. And after converting into semantic analysis, it moves to the intermediate code generator. In the intermediate code generator, the tree address code is converted, and the tree address code is converted and it moves to the code optimizer. The main theme for the code optimization is, in code optimization, it reduces the number of lines of our particular program. So the main reason to reduce the number of lines in our program is because of better results and efficiency in the program. And whatever the code is optimized, the final code generation will be takes place. The code generation is a last step of the compilation process, and whatever the code is generated is in a final mission level language. In all these 6 pages, if we observe here, the symbol table and as well as the error handler is linked to each and every phase of the compilation. The main reason of attaching the symbol table and error handler is, the symbol table maintains all the information regarding the particular programming language. For example, if you are executing C program, the C symbol table contains all the rules and regulations and the structure of a program. Everything is maintained by a symbol table. So an error handler means while executing our program, while compiling our program, we may get error in any particular stage of the compilation. So the error handler will catch the error wherever the error has occurred, and it will display the particular error to the user. That is the main task of the error handler. Here the symbol table and error handler are both linked to each other. So these are the phases in the compilation process. So here we have took an example, position is equal to initial plus rate into 60. Here what we do is, we will perform each and every step individually, how from source level language is converted to mission level language. First, lexical analysis. So what we have defined lexical analysis. In the lexical analysis, whatever we have input, the complete input is converted into a number of tokens. Here position is a 1 token, so I am mentioning this token as ID1 is equal to initial is 1 token ID2 plus rate is 1 token ID3 into 60. we no need to mention regarding 60 anything especially. Why? Because 60 is a numerical value. So syntax analysis. In the syntax analysis, the syntax tree is generated. So here we are taking equal to as a root node, and we are taking id1 as a left node, and here we are performing plus operation. Why? Because for id2 and id3 the plus operation is mentioned. So for we have written left side as id2, and in the right side actually we have to write id3. So I am not writing id3. Why? Because for id3 and 60 we have to perform multiplication operation. So I have written id multiplication. So in here id3 and here 60. This is how the syntax tree is generated, or it is called as a parse tree, whatever it may be. Next, semantic analysis. In semantic analysis, what it do, if there are any integer values in our input, so it converts integer values to the real values. So here this is what our input is. Here in our input we have one integer value, that is 60. So here it will convert that integer value to the real value, id1 plus id2 multiplication id3 into real of 60. This is what the semantic analysis will do. So next, intermediate code generator. While performing an intermediate code generation, the main thing first we have to remember is we have to perform the task from the right side to left side. Here in the right side we have a 60 as a numerical variable. So first what are the thing we have to do is we have to convert the integer value to real value. So to convert, first I am taking a temporary variable temp1. Means it is a temporary variable which stores the value for temporarily. So temp1 into 2 real of 60. So next, temp2 is equal to, we have completed the task of 60. So we will write here the positions id1 is equal to id2 plus id3 into 60. So we have completed 60. Now the balance is id3 into temp1. So we are 60 is completed. So here rate is id3. That is what the reason I have mentioned id3 into, I am not mentioning 60 again. Why? Because the 60 value is stored in temp1 variable. So that is what the reason I have written temp1. So next, temp3 is equal to id2 plus temp2. So id2 means the value, initial value is stored in id2, and temp2 means whatever the variable in temp2 is there, id3 into temp1. The complete variable is stored in temp2. That is what the reason I have written a temp2 variable there. So next, now if you observe the whatever the thing in the right hand side, it is completed. So the balanced thing is position, that is id1. id1 is equal to temp3. This is how we will perform intermediate code generation. So next, code optimization. Code optimization is here in our code. Whatever we have converted, we got to completely 4 steps. So here we will reduce the 4 steps of code into 2 steps. So here in the first step, what we have done? We have done 60 from integer variable to real variable. So here now the 60 will be converted automatically. We won't write again and again the same value. Here next 60, after the 60 we have a variable id3. id3 into 60.0. In temp 1 we have written id3 into 60.0, and in temp 2 is equal to id2 into temp 1. id1 is equal to. So here what in the code optimization, what I have done is temp 1 is equal to, in the temp 1, in the code optimization also the complete process takes place from right side to left side, how the intermediate code optimization is done. In the code optimization in temp 1 I have written 60.0 as a float value. This is what the first step, and I have taken id3 rate value. So automatically these two steps is equal to this one step. So and another thing, here the balanced thing is initially stored in id2. That is why I have written is id2, and rate into 60 is stored in temp 1. So that is what the reason I have mentioned temp 1. So everything is stored in id1. So that is what the reason in left side I have written id1. So these two values are stored here. The meaning of first two lines is equal to first line in code optimization, and the meaning of last two lines is equal to the last line in the code optimization. So the last step in a compilation phase is code generation. So first MOV R2 comma id3. So here the first step what we have written is MOV means move. What we are moving? id3, whatever the variable id3 we have, means id3 means rate. The rate value is stored in R2 variable. In the same way we have to multiply. Next we have to multiply. What we have to multiply? Slash 60 comma R2. So again R2 is a temporary variable. Now in temporary variable 60 is stored, not 60 here. It is 60.0 comma R2. Why? Because 60.0 we should not write integer values, we should write float values. So now again we have to write MOV R1 comma id2. So next add R2 comma R1. So last the balance is so till here we have moved. So now we have moved these values to id1 comma R1. So this is the procedure how the code generation happens. So now let's see again how the code generation takes place. First we are taking move function, move f of R2 comma id3. id3 means it is a rate value. Rate value is stored in id3. So R2 means it is a temporary variable which stores the id3 in R2 for temporary purpose. Next, id3 we have to multiply with 60. That is why I am writing MUL. MUL means it is a multiplication function. So here the 60 is represented as 60.0. Why? Because here we should not mention integer values. We should mention float values or real values. So I am mentioning 60.0, and the 60.0 value is temporarily stored in a R2 variable. R2 is a temporary variable as I have told already. So here the multiplication as operation is performed among the id3 and 60. So the next balanced thing is id2. So I am taking MOV move function of id2. The id2 is stored in temporary variable of R1, and we are adding the functions. What are the functions we are adding? We are adding id2 and id3 variables. So here id2 means R2 and ID1 variable is R1. So that is what the reason I have written add of R2 comma R1. So the right hand side task was successfully completed. Now the balanced thing is only the left hand side task. The left hand side thing is ID1. So we have to move that ID1, whatever the result we have got here, we have to move to that side. So that is what the reason I have written MOVF of ID1 comma. The total result in the left hand side is stored in R1 variable. That is why the reason I have written R1. So this is what the complete concept of process, how the source code is converted into machine code. Thank you.